Hello everyone, it's a wonderful Thursday afternoon. I've got another GBG video here for you today. This is going to be a free-for-all that's played on the Raiders game mode. If you don't know what Raiders is, it's effectively where you start with no command center, but 3 workers, and you'll need to build your command center, so you get to pick the prime location that you would want after doing a bit of initial scouting. So if you look at this map, there's resources all over the place, all sorts of hunt, banthas kicking about. Just you would put it in your spot, preferably somewhere closer to the sea, so that you can do a bit of fishing as well, and effectively, double or triple your worker production with that. So, in this game, this is an 8-player free-for-all. We've all opted to have the same exact nickname. Not going to be able to tell who's who really. Maybe just based on, gameplay. I would assume that this is me because I uploaded this recorded game, so it's from my PC, and player 1 is usually the host of the game, and all the chat's coming through in this perspective, so this should be me. As for the others, not too sure. Certainly probably a good few players here. We'll see what sort of happens. So, people are starting to select their command centers by now. Building them up there, maybe trying to find some nerfs, put them in an animal nursery just to get that passive food income going before they've got somewhere where they can drop off resources. In this area there seems to be the yellow player, the orange player, and also the grey player. So 4 of us have decided to be right next to each other and just take this southern part of the map. So we're going to be competing over the same resources here. Probably going to end up fighting over those, and probably quite early as well, as people will see that people are next to them and just decide to rush. So everyone's called Evil Laughs. Don't really know who's who, so we'll probably just refer to them as the colours or their civs, because I think everyone's a different civ as well, which is quite nice. So in the top part of the map, we have effectively the green player and the red player. So the rebels and the empire are going to be going at it here. Over here we have the Trade Federation playing in purple. He seems to be quite isolated. That's probably what you would want in this type of game mode. Just let you get on with it, get your economy going, and then make good decisions with your troops and look to get that lead. We've got the Naboo player here in teal. He's managing to get a little bit of shorefish here, but he doesn't seem to have much else around him. He does have all this hunt here, but I don't know if he's seen it. It's actually really a nice amount of hunt here if he gets a food processor. Yeah, that'll be nice for him. Am I missing anyone? I don't think so. Purple. Yeah, that's 4, and this is 4. Yeah, so that's all 8 players who are in this game. People saying to judge people by their scores to work out who's the best, and effectively who they know to be the best out of this group of players. So, we are very close to each other. There's going to be a turbulent neighbourhood. We've got the Grey Republic player here, orange Gungans, and yellow Wookiees, and then me on the blue Confederacy. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit, just to make it through the parts of the early game, because this is actually quite a long recorded game, so this is going to end up being quite a long video as well. So you can see that some people are building medics to scout. That's just because you're not going to have your starting mech factory scout, because of the way that this game mode's played. But there are, banthas kicking about. As you'll see up here, there are a few still sitting because nobody's actually explored this area. This would have been a really nice spot for someone to start in, but instead we decided to just, we'll just start here. This is like Central Europe or something. Just too many neighbours surrounding each other. It's going to end in war. So, get a medic out here. We're eating the Eopies because they were close. We've got the fish here as well. We probably want to fish. Starting to build up a bit of a preemptive wall here, because we can obviously see that these are our neighbours. And need to get a good food source set up, so we will need the fish there. There's the nerf sticking away. Our grey player here has a lot of nice hunt. He's got this Ronto up here as well, and he actually has like the best access to the sea here, out of all of us. I've just got this inland sea. Green player has got the greatest access, I would have thought, because he's got this entire sea line to himself. Purple not so much, but because he's on his own, he probably won't have to build any early units or early military infrastructure, so he could probably just get straight to T3 and start booming. So here comes a troop centre, building a mounted trooper, looking to harass our neighbours here, keep them down, and try to ensure that we've got an advantage going into the mid-game, so that we don't get caught off guard and die. We do have Nova, we do have Ore, kind of perfect there. The only thing I might struggle with is the amount of space here. Not a lot of space at all. Yellow's got a bit better because he can expand up that way. Orange is pretty fucked there. And Grey's got a decent amount here. So we're starting to go T2. Here comes the first Mountie. We'll see what happens with that. As you can see, we're only just now getting a carbon processor. Because of the command center, we could pick where we wanted it. So put it close to the carbon so they can just gather it without needing a carbon processor. Second troop center coming down. Massing the Mounties out. A lot of angry pinging going on from someone. Yellow seems to have completely walled himself off here from his opponent. And they could also wall here. Orange player doesn't look to have too much going on. He is fishing because he's Gungans, that's nice. So he can just put all his workers onto carbon and then just build his production of utility trawlers to bring him food. So you can see the first Mounties being sent out. I'm guessing that we think that this guy's going to be a threat this game, because we're going straight for him out in regards to not going for the other two. Going to grab his power core. There's not going to be any way for him to recover that in time. That's going to go down and die. It seems we've paused production of units at the moment. We're just trying to get a shipyard set up so that we can fish as well. And we're going to use these early Mounties just to do damage to our neighbours. Keep them down a bit. So going into the orange player, I don't see any power cores or anything like that, a little bit confused. So running past him, straight onto yellow, who has got 2 troop centres up, and he's got this power core here as well. So we're going to try and knock that down a bit. He sends out 2 Mounties to counter this, but it's 2v4, not going to win that. So it's pretty bad for him. However, if you look at how many workers he's actually got on carbon, it shouldn't cost him too much to get this replaced. Because he seems to have 2 nurseries, probably a lot of nerfs. So he can do that sort of split with his economy. Up in the top here, we have our Rebel and Empire player, who just seem to be mining away quite happily with one another. There's a troop centre being built, but it doesn't look like there's much aggression between these two. Quite passive neighbours so far. Nothing much going on with our teal and our purple trade federation player. A lot of boats here, a lot of fishing. He's had that nice hunt which he actually didn't grab. Wow, bit of a squander that. So most of the war that's going on is going on down here in the south of the map. You can see that there's Mounties coming from yellow, who's attacking orange now. We are attacking the yellow player. Seems to be a bit of a Mexican standoff, and it looks like the orange player is going to attack us as well. So a perfect circle being formed there, each attacking the other. Whereas our grey player is just happy enough just to chill here. But I like that. Putting a turret down just to deny his carbon. That's a good move. As we build more shipyards here, just to ensure that we've got good coverage of the sea and the utility trawlers don't have to go too far to put their resources back. It looks like we've taken down the teal player's power core here. Doing a bit of damage to him. Just seem to be attacking everyone, you know, making a lot of enemies, ensuring that when everyone gets their units out, they'll just go for us, I guess. Gonna kill his Jedi here, which is good. He's got 1 hollow, but that'll slow him down getting more because he doesn't have a power core or anything. Stop him getting super ahead. However, the purple player, tech level 3 now, in his own world, nobody's touching him, doesn't want the Toronto for some reason. We'll come back to him. So here comes some troopers out of our yellow Wookiee player here. And of course, oh wow, this has turned into a strange war here. A lot of walling going on from the Gungans and just playing it very defensive. Quite a split army from the yellow Wookiee player here. Some Mounties to try and break through the wall and then troopers to back it up. We just seem to be walling and not wanting to have anything to do with this. We probably think it's pointless and just want to get to tech level 3 and get proper units out. But our yellow Wookiee friend is going to be coming in here and trying to go for a power core. So we have surprised him by ungarrisoning our troops that we must have built up in the troop centres. We're going to take those down. They've been absolutely caught there. Pretty good move, and that'll keep us alive for quite a bit. Problem here is that maybe need to move this carbon spot because it's going to start to get harassed. We could certainly just get a lot of carbon here, in and around this turret that we set up against the grey player as well. So it looks like the grey player has been putting on some pressure. He's wiped out all of Orange's boats, or at least most of them here, with his frigates, just to ensure that he's not chipping away at his fishes now. And then he's also said that the Orange player is Jim Bob. We'll see if that gets confirmed later. So now that we're not actually to tech level 3 yet, it's got the resources almost, I think we just need to get the buildings there. Ah! Some aggression out of these two. They've each built a turret, not in range with one another, but they've denied each other the carbon there. Probably a little bit worse for the green player there, because as you can see, our red player, the Rebels, has got 3 command centres down in a fort, so he's pretty cushy. Nobody's killing him. He can build speeders just to defend himself from mechs. He's got an anti-air coverage there. Really nice area there. Lots of carbon, lots of ore nova for him. He's kind of set for life there. The grey player sending his ships here to harass my boats, so that's really going to hurt our economy because we don't have anything else set up for food income other than the nerfs. But we do have this sort of turret to try and defend here, and we did look to deny him more of his carbon. So we put the turret down and then sent the troopers in. So in terms of on the ground, he doesn't have much, but he has made it to T3 now, and he's got a strike mech out. It won't help him clear these turrets, he's probably going to need some bombers for that. At the same time, we still seem to be fighting this war, orange and yellow fighting one another. It looks like yellow's really having a hard time here. Probably because he's effectively 2v1 because he chose to attack us, but we haven't really done much against the orange player here. Crazy fight going on here. Now, it looks like the orange player is pushing in, he's caught the Wookiee troops here. There's a lot of turrets, but he probably wanted to spread these out just to cover all these farms as such. It's not going to be the best for him if he's got them all in one spot, because there's a lot of players that are tech level 3 are going to have strike mechs and fighters and stuff, and you want them there just to guarantee the sort of safety as your workers. Because his command centres effectively become a no man's land, really. So he's made it to tech level 3 now, he should probably get some command centres out. A little bit of a sortie coming from the Empire player up here. He's pushing in onto the Rebels base with a mixed bag of units just to cover all his bases here. Don't think the red player's got much else other than speeders, because it looks like he's been killing workers over here with those. He is building another fort, so he's just creating some sort of crazy turtle empire there. Our grey Republic player is effectively been pushed just to mining here. And it looks like the orange player might be going to attack him now, since our Wookiee player has started to get strike mechs out. And strangely I'm attacking him, so this is pretty bad for the grey player. He's supposed to garrison all those. He's only got like a strike mech out to defend this. But orange has set his sights on myself because I'm building a spaceport which must be in his zone of influence, and he's just reacted like a robot to it. So as we said, there's no turrets here, and he's paying the cost of that because these strike mechs have just denied him all this mining time, and they're very difficult for him to deal with just having harassment units himself. He has got a mech destroyer out, which will help. Back to the land of the purple player, who's in paradise, nobody attacking him. Looks like he's building up a bit of a force there. Building some military production. He's got about 5-6 command centres. He's in a good spot now. This is the definition of ambition. Just trying to take down this fort with tech level 2 units. It's not going to work out the best. Seems like there's a bit of a fight going on here at my base over the spaceport. It did actually get erected there. It has been built on Orange's lands. And since he pissed off the yellow player so much, he's attacking him now with his fighters. And I think he's in a pretty bad spot now, not having the tech to deal with this and losing a standing army. Grey player has decided to take this turret down by building a fortress and garrisoning some workers into there, rather than maybe just getting a bomber out. So you can see that there's a lot of carnage going on there. I think, yeah, finally the purple player is contributing now and pushing onto the Naboo player. And these two are still having this 100 years war. This is just like Europe, France and England. They're just going at it. Not a lot being gained on both sides there. So much to keep track of in this game. So, a bit of an attack coming here from the Wookiee player, harassing myself as I think at this point I'm maybe trying to expand out of this area, because we look at it and we're like, oh my god, I've got nowhere to put my workers, everywhere is sort of policed by the other players, constantly fighting, need something new. You can see that the Naboo player has expanded over here, which is interesting, and nobody seems to have caught that. Orange player saying that he's gone down from 60 population to 15, he's having a bad time. Command center to try and kill these turrets as well. Looks like he's finally taken down this one with the fort. And he's looking to slowly expand back outwards. At this point, I don't think anyone's going for the orange player. Effectively think that he's dead. He pretty much is. So it seems that the Wookiee player's turned on to me now. And he's getting a lot of fighters out, a lot of mechs. Looking to take me down. Slow push coming here from the Trade Federation player. Doesn't really have anything that kills buildings as such. He's just kind of being annoying to the Naboo player here. But he is booming behind it and getting a really nice economy going. Looks like he started sending pummels now, our Empire player, to try and take down this fort. Seems to be very important to him. He could just expand up this way. If you look at all these resources, that'd be really nice for him, but not making such choices. Our rebel player is now T4. I don't know if he's going to go air here and do a bit of damage to the other players, but we'll find out. This really is a fun game mode. I do miss playing this. Such a lot of action, decision making, and you do get the occasional diplomacy as well if you unlock the teams. People saying, oh, I'll help you kill such and such, and then betraying one another, turning on one another when it suits them. Still expanding into the centre here. Really want to get away from this hellhole that's been created, this nightmare neighbourhood, but not having such luck. Seems to have caught the yellow player trying to expand up this way as well. You get denied a fort here. That's a pretty big pickup. Sending a bit of harassing geos to the the purple player. Maybe concerned a little bit about his score, not sure. He is kind of going to stop us expanding upwards. We've got nowhere to go really. Orange player saying yellow is sad. As he just kills all of his workers and makes sure he's not in the game. Not really been much out of our Republic player, kind of been a punching bag for a long time. See that the frigates have been sent back to take down his and destroy his boats, and keep yellow off the water as well. So it's sort of dominance over the sea, but it's not the best sea. It's not like green's up here. Got a lot of idle workers, should really get on that. This crazy 100-year war still going on. Fort coming out from our Empire player. Units fighting at each point. He's still not killed this fort. What is interesting to note is that the Rebel Alliance player is tech level 4 now, so he could get cannons out and just take down his buildings. Upgraded mechs now from the purple player, but nothing to really kill the buildings. I'd like to see some cannons out of him, or some artillery, some pummels. Anything would be great. It would help him. You could probably have killed this player by now. There's nothing on the ground to actually stop him. But he seems to be wasting his own time rather than just outrightly killing him. We've got a bit of a standing force here to guarantee these workers' safety and to build a bunch of troop centres, probably to get those Confederacy troops out. They get quite good upgrades to their attack. Orange is definitely dead. Republic in their own world here. Who knows what they're plotting, but they do have a lot of Nova there. 2 Jedi temples as well. He might have a bunch of holocrons. Looks like we're planning to expand outwards here to this area, which no one's actually got anything in. Which would be nice if we could move our base there and just pretend this is our base, because it is just an absolute hellhole of war. Being hit by turrets and units all the time. We've stopped the yellow player expanding any further. We've sort of cut him off. But they'll put us in a position where we'll be fighting most of the players in the game. Any traction been made here? No, but a lot of forts from the Empire player. But he does have some cannons out now from the rebels. Building more forts. And to be honest, he's got the ore here. He can build as many forts as he pleases at this point. Repeater troopers coming out, not much upgrades on them, not doing the best. This Dark Trooper is just absolutely one-tapping these boys. Doesn't care. Look at how slow they are to kill him as well. Bit of a big fight here going on between Wookiees and ourselves in the Confederacy. Just a bit of lore, you know. Trying to deal with strike mechs in our base here. Probably want this little bit because we've got good coverage for farms there. Got a huge amount of carbon, no food, not the best economy. But I would admit playing a game like this is blooming difficult. Keep track, everything is going to be off pace, nothing's going to be regular. You don't play it often, you don't know any of the sort of timings. You have to constantly keep rebuilding your workers, changing where your base is, etc. And you don't have anyone to depend on, no allies or anything like that, so... This command center has been built here, looking to expand up the top side. He's finally got some cannons out. He's starting to push now. Looks like he killed a bunch of Crusaders and workers there. There's nothing really that can stop him. He's managed to boom freely. He's Gucci. He's just going to keep pushing and probably just win the game. Like, who's going to stop him at this point? You gotta wonder. What would the Naboo's option be? Maybe Jedi and some air? Convert... Oh! Well, someone's got Jedi, but it's not the Naboo player. It's our Republic Grey player down at the bottom here. Converting some boats. Stop him getting harassed there. What we can maybe do is look to expand his base by converting things. Is there anything going on up here? Not so much. Oh, it looks like purple and red have been fighting one another now. A lot of troopers have died here. It's really not the best tech to be dealing with this. You do have to wonder though. He's got a couple of forts, he's playing rebels, where's the speeders? Look at how many workers he's lost, he's been bloody massacred. You're rebels, just build some speeders and this doesn't happen. Now it looks like Grey is absolutely rebuilding his stuff here. Oh, and the Jedi are out from the Naboo player as well. He's converting some units here, but there are quite a lot of strike mechs. There's a shield generator to keep them going. He is killing the anti-air though, which is good. We can use the fighters to trip away and keep the cannons down. Red has actually quit after losing all those workers and confessed that he's mega. Makes sense that he's not building speeders. Crazy fighting going on here, a bunch of different units. Just still fighting. It seems to be some sort of grudge war really between me and the yellow player. Just had enough of his shit. Here come the Jedi from the Grey player. He's just converting everything. This is going to become so important at this point, rebuilding the base here, because we're starting to lose everything. Not really got much of an economy other than what's up here. And as soon as Purple's finished killing Teal, he'll probably come down this way. He's just killing a lot of workers here as well for our green player. Yeah, there's just loads of action going on here. Can't keep track of it all. Everything seems to be getting converted every 5 seconds from the Grey player here. Our Teal Naboo player is alive, just barely. You can just see his base slowly crawling up just through conversions here. I think he started to steal these workers as well in the shipyards. Can steal the nursery. Got some some bounty hunters out, but not really a lot of units left to defend them. This has stopped our aggression on the yellow player as well. And now you can see that the purple player's units have found our economy. That's not too good. Green player just seems to be in his own world. He's finally expanding up to the top here. Very slow. He could have had this for ages. Could have had all this ore and built 1,000 forts. See, a purple player has decided to go for us a bit here. Maybe push down onto these air bases from the new blue player. Jedi are just running around killing units from both sides, both the Wookiees and the Confederacy. He has troopers out, but they've only got +1 damage. It's not really enough to deal with the armour that these guys have. We just don't have an economy at this point, other than what we've built over here, so really need to start booming over here. Found some nerfs here, which is nice, because we've just lost our nursery. It looks like Yellow said that he's sab and then he's quit the game. Seems to be a lot of people just announcing who they are when they quit, which is quite cool. He just has nothing to deal with his Jedi, so he's just dead, yeah. Oh, finally! He's attacked. You can see that he's converting stuff. There's not enough anti-Jedi on the ground there, so he's just losing everything. Quite a lot of Jedi there, that's nice. This is really going to give him a lot of breathing space. The strike mechs come out, of course, but if he converts a bunch and he splits these up, he should do a lot of damage to them. Said that Purple's had an easy game, unlike half of us. Peninsula of hell. That's absolutely what it's been. So this Jedi are starting to sort of throw their lives away one at a time, which is not good. They should have really consolidated his forces, got them together, and then just looked for another sortie to smash the purple player's army. So it looks like our grey player's just converted like all the turrets and stuff. Really rebuilding himself here. He's got these 2 hollows, he needs to get those back into a Jedi temple. I'm losing a lot of money from that. How can you have 2 dewbacks and just not eat them? These are still being rebuilt. Nobody seems to know about this base. They just seem to think this is it. We have these trawlers which are still getting resources, that's cool. Built a new shipyard for them. I don't really see much economy for the grey player, other than just this mental amount of Jedi, that's it. Light blue, where is this Nova from? Oh, he sent more Jedi at him. Well, they had hollows, so that's where it's come from. I think the purple player, like, he strikes me as someone that's got a great economy, but he's too tilted to rebuild his army. He doesn't have much military infrastructure either, because he's just slowly built it. He's just quit there. Orange? Orange quit. Said that he's Jim Bob and quit. Okay. Still a lot of converting going on here. This seems to be the only sort of fighting really going on at this point, because it is just passive aggressive converting in the Peninsula of Hell. He's starting to pick up these turrets, which is nice because it lets him bring the bombers forward. All Purple really needed to do was just build a bunch more mech factories and just pump out an army again. Maybe a couple of bounty hunters. There we go, but I don't know why he's got the mech destroyers, doesn't really need them. Empire player has just got some sort of crazy fortress defense here with 4 shields, but no units really. He's just sort of in the game, like he's hoping to just outlast his opponents. GG Unholy here, says Purple. Bit of a shame that he didn't get his army replaced. I think he's just too tilted at the Jedi. The big rebuild is still going on here. It's looking a lot healthier, up to 100 pop again. That's what you like to see. Some carbon processors going on there. Half the base already converted by grey. Now that Purple's out of the game, I really don't know how to call this. We don't have an army, but we do have good troopers and stuff, so we could deal with Jedi. And these two just have really Jedi, and this one has air as well. He doesn't really have an army. It's a bit strange that the people that I thought were in a really good spot in this game have just died very suddenly. Like our rebel player, who had a really good economy, and then just died to something silly like strike mechs when he's got 2 forts to build speeders. Purple player had a really good boom, but just didn't have the infrastructure, and didn't really bother to reinforce his army. He just sort of assumed that he'd won the game. Caught very by surprise.
Don't rush me.
I mean, there are slight rumours in this game chat that our teal player is Replete Halo, and our grey player is RVA. I could see that being true. Look at all these. He's got like 20 Jedi. He's got a Jedi mind trick as well. He's just stealing his workers. I like that. I would love to see these bash the command center. That's my favourite thing to do when converting workers, is just punching turrets and buildings with them. Maximum disruption. Oh, he's just running away with them. He's just going to build his own command center. This is like some sort of new racial or civ in GBG, where you've got to just steal your workers to expand your economy. See the strike mechs out of a grey player here. Probably just built from stolen buildings. Don't know how to call it. I imagine that they assume that I'm quite dead, given how my score is a lot less than theirs. They've trounced this base. They've not really scouted me, so they're just sort of going at one another now. I don't know if the Naboo can convert the Jedi of the Republic, but I know the Republic will certainly be able to, because they've got like every upgrade for Jedi in the game. So it could be at a disadvantage there, because he could just keep converting his Jedi and swell his ranks. Looks like he's going to steal units from the dead purple player, Unholy here. Maybe use them to attack the Naboo. Jedi are pretty good at this point in the game. So versatile. I mean, not only are they invisible, you can convert the units, you can cause disruption. You know, if you pair them with other units as well, because they disrupt the targeting and they take so long to kill, which is great. A great compliment to these. And they could deal with air as well, so you can just convert the fighters and convert anti-air turrets and stuff. So say these two are in quite a good spot. Looks like he's maybe trying to convert the Jedi back. He's not gonna win this though, because he just stolen 2 from him. Like, the guy that's got more Jedi can convert more faster at the same time, so. And if you convert his ones and they've got full conversion power, you can convert with them as well, we keep converting. 170 pop. Anti-Jedi crew has been formed. Imagine we'll just sit there and wait. Look at how many there are now. It's just not the way to deal with them. You need lots of bounty hunters. I think teal player is crumbling here. A lot of space for the grey player now. He's killed most of yellow's buildings. There are so many Jedi. I mean, with this much Jedi, you could just kill this fort. Every time he sends Jedi back at him, he's just going to convert them, just swell his ranks. It's snowballing out of control. He's like a necromancer recruiting the dead. Like, Just an army of skeletons. Army of Jedi here. Get the bloody White Walkers. For the Republic, he shouts in the chat now. As he takes down this fort. I think our Naboo player's done. He's trying to regroup here, but like he's got like 3 times, maybe 4 times the amount of strike mechs with Jedi. However, it's time. This is the re-invasion force of Hell Peninsula, looking to reclaim the motherland. Probably got to go through the worst choke of all time. I mean, if you just built an air cruiser from this fort, invasion held easily. Oh well, let's see what happens. He's pushing in here. He's going to take down his temple. That should expose the 2 holocrons I think he had. Yeah. That could set him on 4, which is infinite Nova, which is really nice. These units are quite good against Jedi though. Looks like we're killing some trees just to give us a better sort of surface area. I'm looking to push up here. Reinvade the motherland. Reclaim our homes. Start to convert some of the air here. There's not really much left for Teal. He's flying through anti-air turrets with homing as well. He's getting some resources there, which is nice, but I imagine these Jedi are going to be making a fucking beeline home all the way, with these boys taking the holocrons back to deal with my army here. It's actually a nice amount of bounty hunters as well. This should be quite difficult to deal with. He's just running up here. I feel like this could honestly go on forever, but people do get tired out, get fed up, get tilted. Oh my god! How many? That's like a full control group, maybe a little bit more. It's like 40 odd. You need like severe lag to kill these. He's just gonna crush through. He is losing a lot though. Like I think cost effectiveness not the best. It's fine. Artillery is not the best shout against this anyway, so it was just to kill some buildings. Stop this hollows being in this Jedi temple. I think he's lost just under half of his Jedi there, maybe half. I don't think that's a terrible trade. And it is just like carbon food being traded against it. We've actually got a really nice economy now. Oh, fuck. Looks like that's the end of this one. This is actually the longest recorded game, I think, that had 8 players in it, that was sitting on RVA's site, that I must have uploaded. I feel like this could have gone on forever. Not too sure what the deal is with this one. It's an hour 40 long. That's bloody ages. I'm imagining maybe someone crashed, then it got restored or something like that. Unfortunately, when that happens, we don't really know. So I couldn't really say who wins this because Teal's still going. I wouldn't put him in the high bracket. He's got all this bloody annoying air and stuff. Then we look at it in a way that he'd probably kill my army, which is probably just going to end up being bounty hunters and troopers. He wouldn't do anything against grey players here, which just seems to be pure Jedi and some stolen artillery. But I would probably crush that army, and especially in cost effectiveness as well, if we just keep throwing troopers and bounty hunters at it. He's lost that huge critical mass that he's had. There is a lot of Nova for him to grab though. He probably needs to just complement it with some air, and then he'd be able to deal with this quite well. So, could go anyway. This is a really fun game mode. I'd recommend if you are playing games maybe with your friends that you give Raiders a go. There's a lot of stuff that can be done with it. It's just a really, exploratory way of playing the game. Getting to choose where you start, a lot of factors to weigh in. Is it a good area? Maybe think about the mid game, the late game. Where would you be? Starting there. Would you have enough space? we effectively didn't have any space. It was just really bad, and we noted that all our neighbours was there as well on this fucking peninsula of hell archipelago. It's just a bad place, a very bad place. Where some players had it bloody easy, but you know, didn't make the best of it. So it is a fun game. Try to do more videos in the future, obviously, just when I've got time, when I'm not working. As always, like, comment and subscribe. If there's anything that you'd like to see from the channel, don't hesitate to leave a comment and I'll try and get back to you there. And if I warrant it a good idea, I'll look to do that. I think people, if you're looking to play multiplayer games of this, you know, of this caliber, Voobly.com is your place to be. It's sort of an emulation of the old MSN gaming zone. A lot of people who still play there. There is Game Ranger, of course, as well, which does a little bit of the port forwarding stuff for you, but it doesn't have the big sort of chat room or anything like that, and it's not as sort of interface user friendly as Voobly is. Voobly is a much nicer place and would be a better place to grow a community too. So take care, all the best, bye bye.